Ugh, finally! I was supposed to get robbed yesterday! Wait. I've been robbed! Well, this sucks. I mean, getting robbed never is fun. But because I don't have any more Lego sets, I can't talk about them. I can't! I mean, this is what I get for joining the Hey All Colt here Robbery Club. You know, first robbery's free. Now I don't have anything to talk about. Well, I have the Lego Ninjago movie video game. Maybe later.
Building Legos sure is fun, but what if we were able to have the fun of Lego without the mess?
You can do that for free. Just get robbed.
But what if getting robbed isn't an option for you? What if you want Lego in the form of a video game?
You don't.
Lego games, a topic numerous people have touched on in the past, but that doesn't matter, because now I'm talking about it. There have been countless Lego games, enough to last me at least an hour and 50 minutes. But today I want to focus on 3 in particular. Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, the Lego Ninjago movie, and Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga on the Nintendo DS. Now, you might be asking, Colt, why are you playing the DS version? Why not play the console version of the game?
I don't know, that was fun.
Lego games come in all sorts of shapes, forms, colors, digestibility, and I want to convey that with this list. Look at all kinds of Lego games in the smallest form factor possible. I could have chosen other things, like the Lego Mario app or Lego Dimensions, which are both a lot like Lego games, but Lego Mario doesn't really qualify as a game, or at least not your traditional Lego ROM, and Lego Dimensions deserves its own discussion separate from this topic. While it is a Lego game, it is very different from everything else on this list, having gimmicks that don't necessarily take away from it being a Lego game, but ones that take away from it being a classic Lego game. So, let's get right into it with Lego Marvel Superheroes is a great Lego game if you aren't playing on Android.
Great.
Or on DS.
Great.
Or iOS.
Great.
But besides that, this is a great game. It's really fun, with some amazing characters, great level building, and an expansive hub world that unites the Marvel world in really clever and sensical ways. Now look at the sequel. I'll take that one, please. Now, don't get me wrong. This isn't like the worst Lego game ever to be programmed. We'll get to that one in due time. It just isn't very notable. On paper, it should be a slam dunk. All Time and Space combines as Kang the Conqueror tries to rule all timelines, where heroes across the universe and then some unite to stop him. But here's the thing. A lot of this was fumbled. Instead of New York being the hub world, like it was in the first game, it is now Chronopolis, a combination of a variety of locations, like Snow New York, Evil New York, Desert, Future New York. Okay, I may be over-exaggerating a bit, but either it feels like there's too much to do in one area, or absolutely nothing. But what about the gameplay? Yeah, it ain't too better. Each level is either super easy or way too difficult. The puzzles are essentially the same, but there are some levels that have just way too many of them. It isn't like I can't solve them, I'm not an idiot, but I did have to use a bit more brain power than I would have had to in, say, Lego Marvel Superheroes. The environments themselves are stellar, they're really pretty, and totally worth the sequel title. Even the comic book aesthetic the game goes for is super cool. I'd love to see this kind of style in the Lego Marvel game focusing on the comic variants of these characters, which is why I'm gonna whine. It is no secret this game takes a lot of inspiration from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, redesigning a lot of main characters, like Thor, the Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man, etc. The Lego sets of the time under the same name would be reflected in the game starring the exact same characters, in the exact same series, in the exact same settings, which makes sense, but it feels like I'm being marketed to. If the game made a bigger effort to show off character suits that were less new, so to speak, then I'd be fine with these newer inclusions. But all these figures are basically brand spanking new. Let's look at some default suits. The game came out in 2017. Want to know what else came out in that year? Captain America in his flight suit taken from set 76076, released in 2017. Iron Man, taken from set 76077, released in 2017. Thor, from sets 7078 as well as 76088, released in 2017. Not only promoting the LEGO sets, but also Thor Ragnarok, the Marvel movie released in 2017. She-Hulk from 76078, released in 2017. Hulk from 76084, released, you guessed it, in the year 2017. Shall I keep going? My point is, this game's characters appear to be chosen based solely off of marketability. Now, you may say, Colt, you silly goose, the original LEGO Marvel Superheroes game did the same thing with their minifigure selection. And to that I say, don't call me a silly goose. Secondly, those figures had a good reason to be chosen. They were their basic outfits. Characters like Iron Man, She-Hulk, sure, those were the basic outfits released in 2017. Understandable, but most other characters had no excuse. Take for example, Captain America. Sure, no real mainline figure was released in 2017 besides his pilot suit, but he did have a basic figure of his release in set 76047, just a year prior to this game's release. Sure, there's no mask on him, but it isn't that hard to put a helmet piece on him. Or if your fetish is really that strong, then just use his helmet piece from the flight suit and recolor either the suit or the helmet to match each other. Yeah, he won't be a figure that actually exists right now, but you could create a bundle with that new Captain America figure, like most LEGO games do nowadays. Is it complicated? Well, yeah, but it's a freaking LEGO game. Does it really matter? We LEGO fans will eat it up regardless. But does that really matter? The Guardians of the Galaxy figures chosen were from 2016, all except for Star-Lord. So what's really stopping you from using older LEGO figures? Oh! Just picture this. What if there was a line of sets based solely off the game, where we have some sets with characters we've never seen in LEGO form? Kang the Conqueror, Gwenpool, Baron Zemo, the freaking Inhumans. That would be wicked cool. But no, that's too cool. Why would LEGO give us that? Admittedly, that's a bit of a long shot, but can you blame a guy for trying?
Yeah.
In terms of quality, this game is basically the same as its predecessor, just with some visual upgrades, an expanded roster, and a souped-up hub world. That, however, comes at a cost. I touched on this earlier, but this world just doesn't do it like the old hub world did. Since it's much bigger, there's a lot of space between key locations, which means there's a ton of room where you just have nothing. Sure, it's a lot more like actual open world games, such as Breath of the Wild, but these two games have one single difference that makes one open world work and one not. One was actually designed to be an open world, one to explore and find secrets, and the other was not. You can explore here, no doubt, but you're limited by what you can do in said areas. Breath of the Wild rewards you for exploring by giving you rewards like Korok seeds. In LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2, well, now I feel stupid. Overall, just this game isn't the best, especially when a better game exists out there at balancing everything we've just discussed. And it sure isn't this. This game is just freaking stupid. It follows the plot of the movie it's based off, Click, starring Adam Sandler. However, this entire game couldn't be supported by a plot like this. I mean, have you seen Click? So instead, there's a lot of things shoehorned in to make the experience seem longer than it is, when I know it's really just filler. I mean, yeah, LEGO games do this sometimes, but I won't fault them for that because I'm not getting mad at them. I'm getting mad at this thing. And quite honestly, this all makes sense. This game started off as not a standalone game, but as a story pack for LEGO Dimensions. If I had to guess, I'd say the level pack would have had Lloyd and Garmadon, since Garmadon didn't have a Dimensions figure yet, and the rest of the main cast had Dimensions figures, which includes Lloyd. Unfortunately, Lloyd already had a Dimensions figure in the form of the Golden Master, but it wasn't entirely unheard of to have multiple Dimensions figures for one character. Thankfully, we don't have to talk about this game. Well, not yet at least. Instead, let's talk about the LEGO Ninjago movie video game.
Ew, this stinks.
But hey, it could be worse. The load times could be so absolutely abysmal that they're compared to Sonic 06. Guess what happened? These load times are just incredibly horrendous. They have no business being so long. Now, I am playing this game on the Switch, so my bad. But even so, this is just embarrassing. How about that movement, huh? How's that? Not good. I can't explain it. It just doesn't move well. Moving a character feels clunky and slow and just the opposite of fun. I'd tell you to play it for yourself, but I don't like playing devil's advocate. It doesn't move as well as the other games, and I can't understand why, especially since it's the same company. They made this game the exact same way they would any other game. So what makes the Ninjago movie video game different from, I don't know, Lego Marvel Superheroes 2? The game is a fairly basic Lego adventure, going through levels and levels of content, and when free play is unlocked, go back into them and collect the collectibles in them. The levels are fine, nothing special or too notable about them. They're just like, cool, next please. What is a highlight about this game is the available characters. Matter of fact, about half the roster are characters from the show, from villains to side characters to the ninja themselves. This is really cool. The Ninjago games we've gotten in the past haven't been the best, but this showed a lot of potential that most Ninjago games could only dream about not wasting. This game is honestly just kind of fine, but the things that are bad. This game is just mediocre, so the only things I can talk about that hold attention are things that just tick me off. I rarely touch this game because even though it's based off my favorite Lego property, 1, the little things about this game make it just the best at being the worst, and 2, I hate this movie. Now, this is a game that many people rave about, talking about how good this game is at level design, telling a story without needing voice actors, the sound design. I mean, everyone can love this sound. Heavenly. I'm not here to praise Lego Star Wars. Well, not generally. I'm here to praise Lego Star Wars for being a good game on the DS. You're telling me on the same console as this? We got this? Yeah, I don't buy it. And yet, here we are, in a world where a non-compromised Lego Star Wars complete Saga game sits on the same device that cartridges look like Cheez-Its. Now, keep in mind, this isn't going to be the best experience. It is a DS port after all, but even so, this is a valid Lego Star Wars experience. Matter of fact, it's so valid that when trying to find differences, I found out you can't put a cape on a blaster character. This is not what I asked for. This is what I asked for. Indiana Jones not being playable. You see, the original Complete Saga intention was if you saw the Indiana Jones trailer in the hub world, you now had the option to buy Indiana Jones as a fully playable character. Yeah, you can't do that in the DS version. But at least you can still make custom Star Wars characters.
I've always wanted to be a Star Wars character.
You're still not able to put a cape on a blaster character.
Dang it.
The options here are pretty funny. All characters you've unlocked are possible parts to use, and you can mix and match character parts to make your dream Star Wars character. Beautiful. Now, beyond those minute differences, like I've been saying, this game is basically the same game as the console version. Please listen to me! The game is very simple. Just play through the original 6 Star Wars movies. Really, the only Star Wars movies. Play all 6 levels to beat the movie. Well, 5 in the DS version. Another difference between the DS and the console versions. This is a fairly good Lego romp, with great puzzles and admittedly basic yet engaging combat. And you should get that checked out. At least I can tell what's going on. Did I mention this game has Indiana Jones? This feels like a real Star Wars game, besides all the Lego-centric puzzles. However, since it is a Lego game, it is super easy. Easier than, I don't know, something. Easy! That shouldn't take away from the quality of the game though. I still love it, easy or not. What should is the fact that to use the Force or anything, you need to use the touch screen. I mean, yeah, there is a button you can use, but it takes way too long, so you might as well just use the touchscreen. But when you need to use the touchscreen, your hands are already snug in the DS with my thumbs doing stuff and my index fingers doing that stuff. That you have to let go of the DS, hold it in one hand, take out the stylus, touch and drag the force circle. Unless you're weird and you use your finger. Why are you using your finger, you weirdo? Then put everything back just to have to do it to all these chairs makes me want to just hold the button. I should just stop doing. Wait, I like this game. The death sounds. I'm beginning to run out of things to say for this game. Not because it isn't good, but because there isn't much to actually say. Yeah, it's fun and an amazing Lego game to be on a handheld, but beyond that, what else do you want me to say? It's a good game. go away now. But what if I told you that there was another game? A game that encompasses all of the great things about LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga, but also brings unique things to the table. And a game that is LEGO Ninjago for the DS. Remember when I said that all I wanted was a good Ninjago game with elements of the show? Well, I may have been gatekeeping the best Ninjago game out there. Hey!
Not gonna lie. That was really cool.
LEGO Ninjago: The Shadow of Ronin, an original story taking place in the universe of Ninjago, Masters of Spinjitzu. Sort of. Yeah, a divisive thing about this game is its canonicity. Some argue and debate about how it could be canon and be the explanation of how Master Chen, a villain from the show, got his hands on the robot Zane after he died at the end of Season 3. I mean, it does make sense. Others, meanwhile, say it can't possibly be canon because of the obsidian weapons, the main collectibles in the game. We never hear about them before Season 5 or after Season 4, since this is where it would supposedly take place during the timeline, before Seasons 4 and 5. There are other chunks of evidence people use to support whether it's canon or not, but I don't really care. Do I wish it was canon? Yes, of course. But do I feel the need to convince the whole world that Ronin really hypnotized Lloyd's mom into being romantically interested in him? No, not at all. What I am interested in is how this game works. It's a LEGO game with Ninjago characters, a Ninjago story, and Ninjago humor to boot.
It's just a mind.
Which is to say bad humor. It isn't a poorly written game, because it was designed to be written like a Ninjago episode.
And I haven't brushed my teeth in a week.
Which is to say poorly written. Not the worst, but most definitely there's been better. This is a pretty sweet game, for what it's worth. Especially for what it's worth. Instead of... what is this, a puppet show? Instead, we get actual cutscenes. These cutscenes are just so bouncy and lively. When they want to be. So, it's pretty evident some cutscenes are rendered in-game, and others are the Mona Lisa when compared to the former. But they do get the job done very well, and are pretty comparable to what was being shown on consoles around the same time. This is more likely because of what the 3DS hardware was capable of, in comparison to the original DS. But even so, when LEGO Star Wars 3 cutscenes look as crusty as this, there are praises to be handed out, and not to LEGO Star Wars 3 for such crusty graphics. But there's always more to a LEGO game than their cutscenes. So what does this game have that I don't? Jareth. But that's not fair!
Life's not fair. Live with it.
As for this game's story, it's pretty basic, but if you told it to me, I'd tell you that it sounds like a season of the show. It even follows the way the older seasons were set up, with the first half being a bit lower in scale, more about silly fun and stuff, and the second half delves more into the depths, pushing characters to the limits, and getting things rolling for the climax. The first half centers around the ninja, not ninjas, that would be silly, having to find the obsidian weapons, after the main antagonist of the game, Ronin, steals their memories. Once all the obsidian weapons are found, the latter half of the story begins, where the ninja have to find the elemental forges, which are basically cubes that give the user elemental power associated with said forge. The reason behind them wanting these elemental forges is to stop Ronin's master plan, that being to bring back Chen and his followers back from the cursed realm. And to do that, he needs to find the primal fulcrum.
Man, I hate when that happens.
As a sequel to Season 4 of Ninjago, this hits the spot perfectly. As a Ninjago game, this is exactly what I wanted to see in this, with locations and characters taken straight from the show, and even ideas from the show, such as dragon riding. This game has everything laid out perfectly in its favor. They even bring life to some once dead characters. During the original run of Ninjago, that being Seasons 1 and 2, Sensei Wu had a lot of character in him. He was wise, but also had a lot of humorous moments, making him feel like a character. A character! In the seasons following that, though, it's like eating the ends of wheat bread.
What am I doing?
In the shadow of Ronin, his character feels a lot more lively, with not only the wise parts of him there, but also comedic portions.
Is anyone else a little concerned about eating fruit that grows in a toxic bog?
Kinda.
Yep.
Not me.
Really? What do you know that we don't?
That I won't be eating it.
And incredibly serious moments that are just exemplified by the different voice actor they gave him in this game. Oh right,
What about cuddly traps? Oh, they're fine.
this game does not have the same voice actors from the show, but instead has newer voice actors. I can only assume this is because the main show's voice actors were either busy or too expensive for the game. These new voice actors, though,
No fair. Where's Lloyd? Why doesn't he have to practice?
leave much to be desired. They aren't the worst voice actors, don't get me wrong. They get the job done, but the job could have been done so much better. Like I said before, since Iwu's voice actor very much so improves on what the show's actor does. At least in my opinion. The others are downgrades, but downgrades that are still functional. No LEGO game is complete without collectibles, which I may have glanced over in the other LEGO games, but they typically go as such. You have the stud, the currency of each game, character tokens, allowing you to collect a character after grabbing the character token to unlock them, and the studs to full out buy them. The mini kit, allowing you to build mini replicas of random ships or dioramas. The red brick, giving you special upgrades to your characters, and the gold brick. Ninjago Shadow of Ronin has these collectibles as well, except that it doesn't. There are character tokens, red bricks, and of course studs, but the mini kit and gold brick decided to not join their fellow collectibles in this game, which makes sense. When making a game as good as this, you have to make sure that the game runs on the lowest common denominator. To account for that, you gotta get rid of some things. It's either that or they got lazy. The game has red bricks, as previously stated, but more notably are the character tokens. These characters aren't just some random civilians or throwaway characters, no. Instead, they're actual characters, like side characters from Season 4 of Ninjago. They're mostly side characters from Season 4 of Ninjago, but there are also many beloved side characters from the show, helping build up this game as more than just another LEGO game, but a LEGO Ninjago game, on the same level as LEGO Batman, LEGO Star Wars, and LEGO Friends Heart Lake Rush. Instead of half the roster being good and the other half just being kind of throwaway, the entire roster is really good. In general, it's just a fantastic LEGO game that isn't compromised because it can't run on a piece of toast. It has great graphics, again, for what it is, a good, unique story, and compelling gameplay. For a LEGO game. I'm not 5 years old. This isn't like the best video game I've ever played. Please, I'm 12. What I'm saying is for a portable LEGO Ninjago game in the year 2015, it does the job fantastically. A lot like the complete Saga, but better, just better.
Are LEGO games perfect? No, not by a long shot. And yet, still, I love these games. They all have this sort of collecting aspect to them that, to some, that's what LEGOs are all about. I'm never gonna get outrageously mad over these LEGO games. But if they fail to be an actual game, then it's warranted at that point. I just wanted to do this to have a little fun and talk about some really great games and the LEGO Ninjago movie video game. If you like these games, good for you. If you don't like these games, good for you. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters is if we like this. I don't, so sue me. I should really stop saying that. Wait, maybe those are the people that robbed me. Maybe they felt bad that they robbed me and they came to return my stuff. Or they found my half-eaten banana collection. Again, both are likely. Hey,